Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about work and social life balance. So let's get into it. So the question in question was this was a very this was a new one for me, but it goes, "Hey Frederick, I have an idea for a future video if I may have a suggestion. What are your methods to keep a healthy work and social life balance? You seem to be a very chill person who has it all together." Well, thank you. Unlike myself, I have struggles with this sometimes if it is a busy period, and I know many people have the same sort of issues. Maybe you know some tips and tricks that you could share with us. Thank you so much for the videos overall. They bring a lot of value. Oh, thank you. It makes me very happy to hear that this little hobby channel of mine is helping some people out. So, if I were to answer this, I really only have one trick to keep a healthy work-life balance and kind of keep myself mellow and happy all the time, or at least most of the time. And the trick is very simple. I try to always think in terms of energy. And what I mean by energy, I basically mean that every single thing I do in my job or in my social life can either give me energy or it can take energy from me. And whenever I have a choice to cut things out, regardless of how I feel about doing that, because it's scary sometimes, and I will be honest with you, being able to be as ruthless as I am with this, it took a while to get to that point. But I went through a very long period of my life when I was in my teens where I felt that I spent a lot of time just trying to be someone I wasn't in order to do the thing I was supposed to be doing, if that makes sense. Like going to parties that I didn't want to go to, or hanging out with people I didn't really enjoy hanging out with. And the only reason I did it was because I felt that this was what I was supposed to be doing. This is how I should live my life. That's what everybody else seemed to be doing, and it was killing me inside to go to. I have tons of interest, and I go to after works, and I have tons of friends that I like to hang out with, but I do so when I want to, not because there's a social pressure for me to do so. And in order for you to be able to prioritize energy like this, you will have to know yourself well enough to know what's going to give and what's going to take energy. And then you're going to have to be strong enough to make the decision. There's a lot of people who make these convenient compromises on this topic because it's simply too hard or too emotionally difficult, at least, to say no, or to go and do something else, or do the thing that you actually want to do. And making these choices, they are not always easy. In some cases there's going to be a lot of pressure on you to do something a certain way, or to be someone you may not want to be, just to make other people happy. And when you decide, I like to say what I did was basically that I spent so much time trying to be someone I'm not, until I realized that this was going to kill me at some point. And so I decided then and there, there's a story to that, but I can tell you that story another time. At that point in my life, I decided that I would rather spend the rest of my life trying to be strong enough to be who I wanted to be, instead of just trying to be who everybody else wanted me to be. And when I started doing that, everything became very simple for me. So now I know that in order for me to be able to do this, I need to have a short-term perspective on what's going to make me happy, and a long-term perspective on what's going to make me happy. Because the only thing that matters to me is to feel fulfilled, to feel as if I enjoy waking up every single morning, and I know that any given moment, whatever I'm doing is the thing that I want to do the most at that exact point in time. I'm trying to maximize that time as much as humanly possible. And I'm actually very happy to say that at this point, I'm having hard. It's getting hard to find all the hours in a day to do all the things. Like it's weird because I have so many times I have these small social obligations that come from people I'm not super interested in hanging out with, and I have to just keep on turning them down. Like I promise you, I think that you would find it weird because I can consistently turn down. It doesn't matter. I won't even give them a reason sometimes as to why I'm not gonna go and hang out with my coworkers at one specific time. And my only reason is that I have stuff to do after work. And this is like in my part of the world, that's like almost socially unacceptable to because you're supposed to want to hang out with these people and you're supposed to be able to do this and that and so forth. And the only people who ever get out of that sort of kind of normal obligation are the people who have kids or like something like that where they have to make up a lie. I used to give away a lot of white lies until I also decided that no, I'm not going to give white lies anymore. I'm just going to say no because I realized that I would rather not lie to people. I'm just going to say I'm not interested and just be strong enough to do that. So when I started thinking in those terms, it became very simple for me to say, all right, these are the things that are important for me. Like I want to achieve these things in my life. And these are the long-term goals. And I will always prioritize the long-term goals. Once those are all taken care of, every single day I do something that's going to work towards that goal, I can get in on the short-term things that will make me happy. So if I do feel like I need a day off or I want to hang out with someone or I want to do something like that, then I will, because I've already been spending so much time working towards the things that will make me happy long term. And when it comes to the job to work, there's not that much of a difference. I don't think that there's that many people that I know who, like, especially in the startup world, because I was called in at one point with when I was working for this company by my manager, and he mentioned to me, he said, "Oh, Frederick, you seem to like, do you actually like working here?" And I asked, "Well, what do you mean?" Well, because I see sometimes like the other guys are working late and so forth, and like they come in really, really early and then they work late, and you seem to work on very normal hours. Like, what's going on? And I just looked at him because I knew where this was going, and I said, "Oh, it's very simple, because I really love working here. I think this is a great job, but I also have a lot of stuff that I need to do after work. I don't have time to sit here and like work extra hours when there's so much other stuff. I'm literally, and I'm not kidding now, guys, I am booked from the moment that I wake up until the moment I collapse, pretty much every single day. I once told this manager, I said, if you should know that if you ask me to do something, or I go somewhere else, or I'm president of one of these company things, you should know that I am missing things. There's no space in my schedule. If I'm doing something, it is because I want to do it most of the time, and it's very rare that I do it because I feel like there's no other way around it." And I told this person, like, and this is part of that thing I was saying, do you have the strength to actually live with the consequences of making that choice? Because a lot of people would have just tried to complied and said, all right, oh, sorry, I would put in those extra hours, even though you don't have to. But I'd made the choice, and I told him that, well, I do hope that you're not expecting me to work more than you're paying me for. And I hope that we can come to an agreement that if the company really needs me to work extra hours, I will go in and I will do that as a temporary favor, because that is what it is. It is a favor to this company. But if this company is systematically going to exploit its employees because it's not sustainable, or the company isn't sustainable without us putting in more time than we're being paid for, then I don't want to be a part of this company. And there's a giving and a taking here. That's called mutual respect, and that's what we're going to play. Those are the rules that we're going to play by, and I hope that's okay. And it took a little digesting for my manager to understand my point of view, but he did, and now I'm actually in a very nice work-life balance overall, where I get to go to a job that I absolutely love, do the thing that I feel like I want to do more probably than most things, almost everything else. And I still have pretty much normal work hours. I get to fulfill all of my desires pretty much when it comes to hobbies and so forth. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So what I want you to take away from this is that I mean, I'm not a life coach or anything like that. I can just give you what has worked for me since I was a very tiny teenager, and that is to make that decision for yourself. Decide that you want to do certain things, and decide that those things are more important to you than to play by all the rules and try to be all the things for everybody else. It's gonna be tough because you need to build up enough strength and positivity in your life to be able to live with that. I like to think there's an old saying where rather there was someone said once to me that you only get one shot in life at something great, and I replied and I said I can't take that pressure. I would rather just do everything that I really enjoy, because that means that I can fail on some things because and then I have 10 other things that really makes me happy to weigh up the failures that I make in some areas. And that's how I think that you should look at this. That's how I look at it. If you only have one thing in your life that makes you happy, then everything about you stands and falls with how good you are at that thing or how successful you are. And I don't think you should live that way. Try to really indulge all the things that you want to do, and try to put your life in a position where you have the freedom to pursue all of those things, and then optimize for long-term happiness and give yourself some short-term happiness when you feel like you need a break. And then thinking of terms in energy. Cut things out that pull away energy from you, because you need that to fulfill all of these desires that you have, and then try to spend as much time as possible doing the things that give you energy, and your life will hopefully be pretty awesome. Have a great day.